Greetings again and welcome to Wealth Money TV, where Wealth conversations are held. Great discussions on wealth creation, of course, for a better tomorrow. But as you're creating wealth, it is important to keep track, for there is a statement we called unclaimed financial assets. Today, we are concentrating on that. Who regulates it? How does it become unclaimed financial assets? And what happens in that particular space? So today we are joined by a great mind in studio who is coming in to address all these questions, and I will give him a chance to introduce himself. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. My name is Godfrey Wambugu. I'm the Senior Legal Officer at the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow, thank you, Godfrey. So let's walk straight into it. You are a Senior Legal Officer at Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Who are they?
The Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority is an agency that is created by the Unclaimed Financial Assets Act under the National Treasury, with its main mandate being to receive, safeguard, and reunify unclaimed financial assets for the benefit of Kenyans. Yes.
Unclaimed financial assets. Speak to my viewers who may be wondering, how does an asset become unclaimed?
An asset becomes unclaimed through a fraction of time, together with other requirements that would make it unclaimed, but mainly because of passage of time. There are different classes of assets with different timelines to qualify, and when such time elapses, together with other requirements, then those assets are deemed to be unclaimed financial assets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So there's a passage of time where you have kept your money somewhere. So if you don't go for it, then it is termed to be unclaimed.
Yes. Unclaimed financial assets are usually held by companies. And by companies, you mean financial institutions mostly. These are your banks, your insurance companies, your SACCOs, your pensions, your money market funds. Those are the kind of institutions we're talking about that hold unclaimed financial assets. When we talk about classes of assets, we talk about cash, checks, ownership interests that will include dividends, shares. We also have funds held by government. There are quite a number of asset classes that are covered Section 3, between Section 3 and 18 of our Act.
Of our Act.
Yes.
So as a Kenyan, how do I check to ensure that actually the assets that I'm calling mine, they are not unclaimed? And maybe just to confirm, I may be thinking they are still with the SACCO, but they have already been moved to Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. How do I confirm that?
The primary responsibility for ensuring that your assets do not become unclaimed rests on the owner of the assets. And such, we encourage that whenever an individual has assets or a corporation has assets, then they're able to interact with these assets. It is this interaction with the assets and the institution that holds these assets that allows or does not render those assets unclaimed. Now, your obligation as a Kenyan is to ensure that you respond to communication sent to you by the institutions, the financial institutions you interact with. For instance, if you get a letter from your bank, it is upon you to respond to it, because again, holders have the primary responsibility before sending assets to us to try and reach out to the owner of the assets and find out whether they can communicate to the person. It is when communication fails, then the organizations then have to send the assets to us. So as a Kenyan and as an owner of unclaimed assets or an owner of assets, should be able to interact with the institutions that hold those assets so that those assets do not become unclaimed.
Wow. So please, respond to the messages that are coming from the financial institutions because if you don't respond, then that is exposing your assets. Godfrey, speak to retirement benefit schemes. What is the biggest strategy that they need to employ in order to ensure that the benefits for their members are not unclaimed?
As we said, communication is key in not rendering assets to be unclaimed. And therefore, pension schemes should ensure that all their data, especially biodata, is up to date, and that they're able to be in communication with their members, that they have a list of next of kin for their members, so that in any event that they're unable to reach the primary member, then they can reach the beneficial members. And say, for instance, if the actual owner is not, or the original owner is not, say, alive, then they're able to contact the next of kin, who are able to then put in or get into a process of claiming the pension benefits before they become unclaimed.
Wow.
So having up-to-date biodata, having up-to-date next of kin data will definitely assist pensions to help their members so that their assets do not become unclaimed.
Wow. Data, data, data. Now, assuming a person has actually realized that their assets were remitted to you people and they now want the money, how do they come to get the money from you?
We have two ways of first querying our database on unclaimed assets. One, you can use our USSD code, that is *361#. You register, and when you register, then you can search for any name or any ID. It will be able to give you a list of assets. But the other way is to log into our website, that is www.ufaa.go.ke. You will also be required to register. And once you've registered, you can log in and search for assets, your assets, and any other person's assets. So that is the first step of determining whether assets that have been sent to us are with us actually. Then after that, the website provides you with a download option of the forms you require to fill, the requirements that require to fulfill for us to actually now reunite you with your assets. So we have 4 kinds of claims. There are claims that are done by the original owner, that is the owner of the asset, that the assets came in their name. There are those claims that are made by beneficiaries, and here the assumption is that the original owner has passed on. That's the second kind of claim. There's a third kind of claim, which is an agent application. In this kind of claim, then a person can authorize another to make a claim on their behalf. That would require you to register a power of attorney and then act as if you are that person. The third kind of claim is claims made by corporations and juridical persons. These are companies, societies, welfares, trusts. Then that's the fourth kind of claim. So depending on the claim, you will get the different kind of forms, get the different kind of requirements, fill the same in, and you'll be able to get paid within a period of 90 days.
Within a period of 90 days, provided, of course, that the authority certifies that you are actually the rightful claimant. What is then the role of all this in the broader perspective of trying to improve the financial positions of Kenyans?
The main, as much as our mandate is receive, safeguard, and reunify, the reunify mandate is most important to us because it is on that basis that we are able to spur socioeconomic growth by reuniting Kenyans with their assets, so that those assets that they get from us that belong either to them or to their from the original owner are able to get used in the economy and therefore assist in the economy in growing.
Wow. So you're uniting resources with the owners. Thank you very much, Godfrey, for that session. Quite informative. We appreciate you, and may the Lord bless you. And thank you very much, our viewers. We are hoping that you have picked the nuggets from the discussion on how to ensure that your assets are not categorized as unclaimed financial assets and in the event that they are categorized so, on how to claim them. Stay tuned again for the more episodes coming up. And remember to click like and subscribe on the YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms for more engagements. See you in the next video.